Hi there. Today I'm going to do I suppose a review and share some experiences using the Mora 612 craft line knife, also known as the Mora Classic, with the thumb guard. I've had it for a couple of weeks now. I've done a few different tasks with it. Today I set some time aside to give it some proper testing, and that I did with some interesting results. Just some basic stuff. It comes with this plastic Mora sheath. The way these work, I could never quite work it out by looking at the pictures, but you put your belt, it's a bit awkward, you put your belt through this little bit of plastic here, which feels a bit flimsy, to be honest. I'm sure it wouldn't break, it's probably a high polymer plastic, but I can see why lots of people just choose to go the neck knife route with this, because it's quite lends itself quite well to that as well, having this this gap up the top here. Put some cord through that and you're set, and it is a very light knife, and yeah, I don't think it'd be too intrusive having it around your neck. The reason I purchased this knife is I was planning on getting a wood carving knife to use to clean the cheek. When you go and buy an axe handle, you often need a skin wood off the cheeks of the inside, the part that goes inside the axe head. That needs to be whittled down a fair way. You can use sandpaper, it takes ages. You could use a draw knife, but I don't have a very good draw knife, so I thought I'd get a proper craftsman's knife. Also, of course, because the internet is mad on these at the moment for bushcraft and things, I know lots of people use the Classic, which is just the same knife but without the thumb guard. Lots of people use the Classic going out bushcrafting and things like that. So I chose this one because also this particular Mora 612, because I was worried I've seen people using the Classic that's without it, and I know that I would be the type to run my hand straight up the blade, just slip across and stab into something, finger would fly up, and I can't see there's not many fail safes to stop you from doing that. So there you are. At any rate, it's a Mora knife. It says Mora of Sweden on there. It's a carbon steel variety, which is cool because apart from my bushcraft black, all the other Mora knives I own are stainless, and I was interested to see when I bought it if it would have the same level of shine as the stainless does, and it really does. It's a very high, the knife itself has a really high fit and finish. Other initial impressions were, although I'm thankful for the presence of the finger guard, it's very rattly. I sort of had it in my head that it might be welded on, and then, being rattly, I suppose it doesn't really make a difference. It's still very functional, like it still stops your thumb if you were to stab into something, it stops your hand from going up, but yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I mean, I suppose I assume it's how they intended to make it. There isn't any way it's going to go up and touch the blade and blunt the blade, because it's exactly as wide as the rat tail tang. This is a rat tail tang knife. I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean shortly, in that the knife obviously tapers down and ends about there in the handle. So you'd have to put some really hard use on it to have the handle splitting out through the tang splitting out through the handle. But I know people aren't too flash on it when it's not full tang. However, my purposes for use weren't to batten through wood or anything like that. Just used for a bit of whittling, which brings me to today's experience with the knife. As I've said, I was a bit curious about the thumb guard, and the knife was working quite well, and I was using it to, I picked up a stick and I was sitting out, I'd gone for a walk with my son, he was playing with some rocks or some sticks or something, so I took up a spot and I just got out a bit of wood and just started whittling away at it, sort of, your standard, make your end of a branch into a point like you're making a tent peg, just to pass the time really. And I was making full use of the finger guard, and then I sort of got into it a bit, and then when I put the knife away and looked, the knife had come out of its handle, and the end of the blade was about there, and there was a lot of thin tang exposed. And what had happened was, there, look at that. I'd just been gradually, because of the pressure of my finger against the thing, that's how the knife looked to me. Needless to say, I wasn't particularly thrilled with that. And so, you know, being a curious person, I thought, oh yeah, well, and there you go. The knife just comes more or less straight out of the handle with a bit of force against this, and because this isn't secured, it actually acts as a bit of a lever, levering the handle away from the knife. Now, I really don't want to knock Mora knives because this is a $15 knife. However, and I legitimately don't know if that is an unusual thing to happen with this knife or not. I've only got the one, I haven't got a second to compare it to. However, when I look at the tang, that there is, you know, it's unpolished carbon steel, so there's no sticky residue or anything. It's not like it's come unstuck, it's not like they've failed to stick it in. All that's coming to mind is perhaps this notch was supposed to fit into something in the handle, and this notch here, perhaps in the handle there was supposed to be a little catch in there or something that just hasn't been installed. So all I can think of is to just put fill the handle with some sort of epoxy perhaps and glue it in there to stop that from happening again. At any rate, I'm not sure, is that a fail or is it I was using the knife for something quite normal. I wasn't using it for, you know, I wasn't battening, I wasn't doing all the ridiculous things you see people doing with Moras on the internet. I was just carving wood. And I thought these finger studs should be able to stand up to a bit of pressure from the hand. I mean, I'll obviously try not to from now on and just hold it back here a bit more, but yeah, it was just a bit of an unfortunate result to the test. I mean, now I've pushed it back in there. The knife has no give up or down. It's just, I'm acutely aware that I'm really easily able to push it all the way out again and expose that tang. So the Mora Classic 612 is, yeah, it's definitely a bit of an anomaly perhaps in the sheer, you know, the indestructibleness of the Moras I've had in the past. Like I've got probably the flimsiest blade is the Light My Fire knife, and then that's properly moulded into a plastic handle, and you know that knife's tang only goes to about there on the knife, and that's why I've done strange and wonderful things with that knife, and no issues at all. So I'm just a little bit, I'm not going to say, yeah, you know what, I'm disappointed. I'm not sure if I didn't do my research right and I've bought a knife that's only for cutting cheese, or yeah, I felt like I was using it for its intended purpose, and I guess you'd call it failed on me. So if anyone's got any suggestions as to how to remedy this problem, I can't be bothered sending it back because it's a $15 knife and it would cost me more to send back to whoever deals them. And it's the only problem really. So if anyone's got an idea of if this is common, or if this has happened to you and you've got some excellent method of sticking it back on, please put a comment down below and let me know, because I'd really like this knife to work, and I'd like to use it more often, because I think apart from that it's got a great style to it. I love the sort of more traditional shape. It's got a wickedly sharp blade. I mean, let's not, you know, let's give it praise where praise is due. It's got a fantastically sharp blade. And yeah, I've used it for 2 weeks now on different sorts of wood projects, all on wood, nothing, no cutting plastic with or anything like that. It's all on, you know, from pine to proper hardwoods. And the knife's blade's really held up and it's really easily wiped down. So everything else about it is great. It's just, I'd love it to stay in the handle without me having to worry about pushing it off. So yeah, the Mora 612, perhaps this is to be continued. But at this stage, it's just something for any potential buyers to keep aware of as well. I'd love to know if the Classic does the same, if you can grab the Classic and pull it out or not. Please, yeah, discuss down below. I'd love to hear from you all. But yeah, thanks for watching my review at any rate. Ta.